Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, you know how sometimes you just randomly say, wow, I wish my bias would appear in my dream tonight, and then you wake up disappointed because the only dream you had was about being late to school even though you graduated 10 years ago? Yeah, same. But imagine this, your actual dream does feature your ultimate bias. And not just anyone. We're talking about Astro's very own living, breathing heart flutter machine, Eunwoo. And then you get brave, go on his live stream, and casually drop the line, "You were in my dream." Now here's the crazy part. He reads it, out loud, on camera, and he answers. This is not a drill, people. This happened. And we're going to break down the full heart racing, face blushing, scream into your pillow moment right now, because why keep this level of romance to ourselves? Let's rewind to a sweet little episode of the variety show Masters in the House. Now, this show already has a great cast, guys like Lee Seung-gi, Yang Se-young, Shin Song-no, and they always bring good energy. But this particular episode? Chef's kiss. Not only was Cha-eun-woo there, but the queens of K-drama chaos themselves were also guesting. Yoo-jin, Kim So-yeon, and Lee-ji-ah. Yes, the legendary ladies of Penthouse fame. You know, the drama where someone is either crying, plotting murder, or screaming with opera voices every 2 minutes. Truly iconic. So everyone's having a good time, doing their usual banter, when suddenly someone brings up something super random, but also extremely juicy. A certain fan comment from one of Cha-eun-woo's live broadcasts. And just from the way his face changes, instantly shy, giggling, avoiding eye contact, you know it's gonna be good. The hosts catch on immediately and start teasing him. Eunwoo's reaction? Can we not talk about what I say to my fans? Too late, buddy. You've just given them blood in the water, and they are sharks. The cast starts guessing what he might have said. And let me tell you, these guesses? Straight up K-drama level lines. First up, Lee Seung-gi. Cool, calm, and confident. He goes, "I was in your dream? You must have woken up because your heart was pounding." Sir, that is not just a reply. That is a proposal. If someone said that to me, I'd be writing our names in a notebook with hearts by lunch. Eunwoo, still trying to survive this moment, shakes his head. Not the one. Then Yoo-jin jumps in. You'd think someone from a show as dramatic as Penthouse would go big, right? And she delivers. She says, "I was in your dream? I'll come to you today." Everybody in the studio gasped. Even the camera probably blushed. It was so smooth, you could butter toast with it. Again, Eunwoo says no. But by now he's clearly sweating a little. Then Yang Se-young tries a funny route. "Aren't you dreaming right now?" Which honestly sounds like a pickup line from someone trying way too hard at a club, but okay, we respect the effort. Still, not the answer. Finally, it's Shin Song-no who drops the winning line. Super casual, super calm. He says, "I was in your dream? What did we do?" Pause. Everyone looks at Eunwoo, and there it is. The look of pure embarrassment, the laugh, the "don't make me say it out loud" energy. And then he confirms it. That was the line. "I was in your dream? What did we do?" Insert scream sound effect. Because yes, that line came from the same boy who once tripped over air during a music show. Duality, people, we love to see it. Then comes the best part. He literally says, "I feel like I'm standing naked in front of all of you." My guy, we're blushing too. And right then and there, Yoo-jin, the elegant actress, the queen of classy vibes, looks at him and says, "I'm going to be Eunwoo's fan from today on." And then, without missing a beat, adds, "I'll set my notifications on." Boom. One-liner so strong, it recruited a new fan on the spot. Honestly, who wouldn't fall for him after that? But here's the thing. This one tiny moment is just the tip of the Eunwoo iceberg. So, let's go deeper, shall we? Because behind the perfect visuals and dreamy replies is a guy who's actually surprisingly relatable. So, some backstory. Cha-eun was born as Lee Do-min in 1997. He didn't always plan to be a star. In fact, he was just a super smart kid, like top of his class. He was good at everything. English, math, you name it. And he wasn't even trying to be the best-looking kid around. It just happened. Like those people who wake up with perfect hair and no dark circles. Rude, honestly. He got cast by Fantagio after attending a festival, and the rest is history. Fast forward a few years and boom, Astro debuted in 2016. From day one, Eunwoo was already making headlines because people genuinely thought he was a character from a manhwa who walked into reality. But here's the twist. Despite his insane visuals, he's awkward. Like, deeply, adorably awkward. But that's part of the charm. He's not trying to be mysterious or overly cool. He's just naturally quiet, thoughtful, and a little shy. And when he does open up, it's like you're being let in on a secret. And that makes fans love him even more. Acting-wise, he's really come into his own. In My ID is Gangnam Beauty, he played a cold, mysterious guy who slowly reveals his soft side. And everyone was like, wait, is this really acting or is he just being himself? Then came True Beauty, where he played another quiet, traumatized, but lovable genius. Again, nailed it. Not just because of the visuals, though those helped, but because he actually brought depth to those roles. Also, can we talk about how he handles pressure? Imagine being known as Face Genius. Literally every article calls him that. People expect perfection. That's a lot of weight, but he handles it with such humility. He works hard, stays humble, and always tries to do better. Behind the scenes, staff have said he's always polite, always early, and always ready. He doesn't act like he's above anyone, and that's rare. He even cooks for the staff sometimes. I mean, who is this man? And when it comes to fans, he's consistently kind and attentive. Even if he's exhausted, he reads comments, he waves at every person he can during events, and he remembers fan stories. The fact that he even responded to a Dream comment shows how engaged he really is. So when he says, "What did we do?" it's not just a flirty line. It's a little peek into how sweet and fun he can be when he's comfortable. It's giving boyfriend energy. It's giving rom-com lead. It's giving main character of my dream life. So yeah, it's no surprise that people, famous or not, are setting their notifications for him. He's not just a pretty face. He's got the talent, the brains, the kindness, and that perfect mix of charm and awkwardness that just makes you fall harder the more you watch him. So what do you think? Would you drop a flirty line in his next live? Or would you freeze like a popsicle just seeing your comment get read? I'd probably start typing and accidentally send, "You were my dree potatoes." Let me know in the comments below. Seriously, I want to hear your dream scenarios too. And hey, if this video made your heart flutter just a little, or a lot, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Yes, please. It really helps us grow this little K-pop corner of the internet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.